Welcome to a journey into the world of tabletop role-playing games, TTRPGs, where imagination rules and the dice decide your fate. We'll start with the basics of TTRPGs, dive into what makes running these games so much fun and makes them more special, and then explore the unique worlds of the different tabletop role-playing games, namely Cyberpunk Red. My name is Bergens. I've been in the world of TTRPGs for nearly 2 decades and running games since 2016, while the last 3 or 4 years I had been running games for a living community of up to 800 members. At its heart, a TTRPG is like an advanced game of make-believe. You and your friends create a character and embark on an epic adventure or some kind of journey, guided by a storyteller, often referred to as a game master GM, or in some games, dungeon master. Unlike watching a movie or reading a book, tabletop role-playing games invite you to interact directly with the story, making choices that shape the narrative and alter the outcome of the story itself. In my opinion, this is a form of media and interactivity that is so engaging and fun that I enjoy it more than just watching TV or a movie. And I feel that this is something that is catching on because I've noticed even Netflix doing something similar with their shows. The beauty of TTRPGs lies in their simplicity. You don't need fancy equipment such as computers and other assets. All you need is your imagination, a few dice, and a story to tell. The GM sets the scene, presenting challenges and scenarios for their players, and the players just navigate through them using their wit, their skills, and in some cases, a little bit of luck if they're using dice. Every TTRPG session is a collaborative storytelling effort between the players and Game Master, the GM. Because it is collaborative, the GM and the players must have a mutual understanding of the game world, whether it is a fantasy realms of Dungeons & Dragons, the gritty streets of Cyberpunk, or any other setting that you would like to play within. Knowing the environment and its rules is crucial, in my opinion, to the ability of the players to be able to understand what is presented to them by the Game Master, and to be able to think of how they would like to interact with this given situation on the fly. This shared knowledge forms a foundation for your adventures or your make-believe fun time together. For example, in a Cyberpunk Red world, players immerse themselves in a dystopian future where technology and humanity collide. Whereas in Dungeons & Dragons, on the other hand, it takes you basically into a world of magic and mythical creatures. You do not expect to see a living biological dragon on the streets of Cyberpunk. So establishing these world rules with your players ensures that everybody's on the same page and ready to dive into the story equally. Running a TTRPG is an art. It's not just about reading from a book or a script. It's about adapting to the player's decisions and keeping the story engaging, sometimes improvising when the unexpected moments arise, but generally speaking, it is about that back and forth engagement and interactivity between the storyteller and the players. So you might need a general plot in mind, but the player's actions can take the story to an entirely new direction that you probably did not even think of as a storyteller. This open-ended nature is what makes TTRPGs so captivating, so much fun. The engagement, the openness, the practically unlimited potential and scenarios that players can get into. For those new to GMing, remember, it is okay not to know every rule or detail of the game world, especially if it's something that is written in a book or module, because what is important is that interactivity between the game master or storyteller and their players, and for both parties to have fun. If you encounter a situation and you're unsure about a rule, make a note, make a ruling that keeps the game going, and then you can always look up the details later. Or if you guys really are specific about this rule, you can pause the game. In my opinion, and this is very personal kind of perspective, but I feel like playing a TTRPG with others within this 3 to 4 hour span or whatever time you set aside in your day is kind of like playing a video game and wanting to be immersed in that video game for that short time that you have, respecting people's time and at the same time providing them that entertainment within the game that they chose to play with you. Whereas talking out of character and being out of the game most of the time and just like talking about other things and not engaging with the game itself, interrupting the flow or the immersion of the game, is kind of like sitting in the pause menu of a video game and just talking about something else. For many, including myself, tabletop role-playing games are more than just a game. They are a way to engage with stories on a personal level and to live in a shared game world with your friends and connect with them. As someone who struggles with ADHD, I find that TTRPGs are actually quite engaging and allow me to keep focus and express my creativity. They keep me grounded and involved in a way that other forms of media cannot match, such as television and movies. So whether you're in it for the thrill of a well-planned setup in the game of Cyberpunk or the camaraderie of battling dragons in D&D, who knows? Tabletop role-playing games offer endless possibilities, and they are a testament to the power of imagination, the joy of storytelling, and the bonds formed around the table. So I'm going to sound a little corny saying this as I wrap it up, but honestly, setting up and running a TTRPG is more than just rules and dice. It's about creating memorable stories with friends, exploring vast and varied worlds through your imagination, and experiencing the magic of collaborative storytelling. And I think that's the key here. So whether you're a seasoned GM or a curious newcomer, the world of TTRPGs welcomes you. So gather your party, roll your dice, and let the adventures begin. This has been Bergens, and I'll see you in game. Subscribe for more.